of Upanishads systematically on the truth, the self, the reality, so that not only we get out of the bondage of the unreal, but also get the bliss of the reality, the truth, the self. It is a process which has to be continued till the goal destination of being one with the reality is reached. The required information the Guru Shastra gives, even the inspiration. Taking these two things, inspiration and information, we have to plunge into this most beautiful, enchanting life of Adhyatmika Sadhana for the Atma Anubhuti Rupi Adbhuta Siddhi. Like every day, today too, we'll have our 9 classes of Aruna Prashna Parayanam, followed by Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhashya Sameta Adhyanam, then Yoga Darshanam of Patanjali with Vyasa Bhashyam, Mundaka Upanishad with Adi Shankara Bhashyam, Gita for the youth. So, to in the evening, 10th Skandha Bhagavatam. We have done 40th chapter yesterday. Today we will see some beautiful words by Krishna to Akrurji. Then in the 12th Skandha, the Atyantika Pralaya, almost few more slokas we have to see. Then the 4th Nitya Pralaya also will be explained. Thereafter, one more chapter where Shuka Parikshit Samvada, after which the Shukadevji leaves that place. Parikshitji also establishes in the self. Then we will see our Adhyatma Ramayanam, Diwali Sugriva Yuddham today. Then your Lalita is over yesterday. Today we'll do beautifully the Khadgamala Stotra Parayanam. Tomorrow the Namavali. This is how we are giving chance, because the Lord is giving chance to us. We are giving chance to ourselves and testing whether we will be able to focus on the Lord in spite of being what we are, in spite of the outer world, in whatever the way it is compelling us, influencing us. Let us see. So, full focus, full attention on every of the program with all the genuinity of attentiveness, Shraddha, without even a little iota of any type of ego, individuality, of doubt or suspicion or any of that sort. Even a little also, that should not be allowed to crop in. That is the biggest, important, most thing. And how that ego expresses is by using the mind in some form of imagination about anything, about ourselves, about the tattva, about the guru, about the shastra, about the satsanga. Nothing. Truth is being spoken through the Guru Parampara. We are listening, trying to understand it. Other than this, and other than attending to the study, no other thought, which is just the disease of the mind, should be allowed. If this becomes our natural practice and way of life, we will never create any samsara in us when we are in the world of our साधना. आध्यात्मिक साधना के दूसरे समय में जगत में रहते हुए भी कोई भी संसार हम मन में निर्माण नहीं करेंगे, अगर ऐसा दृढ़ अभ्यास हमको हुआ है तो. एंड द दृढ़ अभ्यास इज we are seated for the class to study Upanishad. That's it. No other thought of any sort is allowed to be entertained by the mind, which is its own fancy, fantasy, and all. Not required. Start. Omkara Sahanavavatu Guru Parampara Mantras. Thereafter, Aruna Prashna Parayanam, then Upanishad. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओमा ब्रह्मलोकादाशेषादालोकालोकपर्वतात् ये वसन्ति द्विजा देवाः तेभ्यो नित्यं नमो नमः। ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. All these mantras actually to be experienced in the silence both of the mouth and mind. But because it is a class, we chant out so that all of us together tune to the divine, tune to each other, tune to the study. Om Samasta Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Samasta Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha Shri Veda Vyasa Vaishampayane Yajnavalkya Shankarati Gurubhyo Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Tesham Sarvesham Gurunam Devatanam Parabrahmana Shruti Mato Anugrahena Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhasya Asmin Kshane Eva Anubhava Praptyartam सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते कंकणबद्ध समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक संस्थापकानाम् आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि सत्संपदा श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त साधना समस्त शक्तीनां प्राप्ति द्वारा विघ्न शत्रु निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्री अरुण प्रश्नस्य पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनस्य प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मां पाहि पाहि रक्ष रक्ष सर्वसाधकान् पाहि पाहि रक्ष रक्ष। ओम अथ आदौ अरुण प्रश्नः. Friends, we did 50 yesterday. Let us enjoy chanting 5 mantras today of Aruna Prashna. This is addressed to Lord Surya and invoking his grace for every of our outer and inner unfoldments and blessings for the removal of every obstruction, dukkha, along with its root, and for the obtainment of constant, continuous ananda by the spiritual unfoldment. Let us start. Om Atha Aruna Prashnaha. ॐ नपुगं सकं पुमागं स्त्र्यस्मि स्थावरोऽस्म्यथ जङ्गमः यजे यक्षियष्टाहे च मया भूतान्ययक्षत पशवो मम भूतानि अनुबन्ध्योऽस्म्यहं विभुः श्रियः सतीः ता उमे पुगंस आहुः पश्य दक्षण्वान्न विचेत दन्दः कवीर्यः पुत्रस्य इमाचिकेत यस्ताविजानात् सवितुः पितासत अन्धो मणिमविन्दत तमनङ्गुलिरावयत अग्रीवः प्रत्यमुञ्चत तमजिह्वा असश्चत ऊर्ध्वमूलमवाच्छाकम् वृक्षं यो वेद सम्प्रति न स जातु जनः श्रद्दध्यात् मृत्युर्मामारयादितिः हसितगं रुदितं गीतं वीणापणवलासितं मृतं जीवं च यत्किञ्चित् अङ्गानि स्वेन विद्धि तत् अतृष्यग्गस्तृष्यध्यायत अस्माज्जाता मे मिथोचरन् पुत्रो निवृत्त्या वै देहः अचेतो यश्च चेतनः सतं मणिमविन्दत सोनङ्गुलिरावयत सोऽग्रीवः प्रत्यमुञ्चत सोऽजिह्वो असश्चत नैतं ऋषिं विदित्वा नगरं प्रविशेत् यदि प्रविशेत् विधौ चरित्वा प्रविशेत् तत्सम्भवस्य व्रतम् आतमग्नेरतं तिष्ठ एकाष्टमेकयोजनम् एकचक्रमेकदुरं वातध्राजिगतिं विभो नरिष्यति न व्यथते नास्याक्षो यातु सज्जते यच्छ्वेतान् रोहितागश्चाग्नेः रथे युक्त्वाधिष्ठितिष्ठति एकया च दशभिश्च स्वभूते द्वाभ्यामिष्टये विगंशत्या च तिसृभिश्च वहसे त्रिगंशता च नियुद्भिर्वाय विहता विमुञ्च ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमतः श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुवै पूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ओमथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि हृदं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Friends, let us chant that beautiful, all-encompassing, very, very essential sixth Anuvakam. Om असन्नेव स भवते असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेद अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद सन्तमेनन्ततो विदुरिते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोऽनु प्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुताहु सोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा येति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत् सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Salutations to Brahmatattva, Shruti Mata, all our Brahma Vidya Acharya, Rishimuni Guru, Visheshena Vedavyasa Vaishampayani Agnivalkya and Bhashyakara Adya Shankara Bhagwan and our gurus. To all their Charana Ravinda, we salute, ask them to give such abilities, capacities to be able to completely, correctly, deeply, unambiguously understand, remember entire Upanishads and get inspiration to follow it to reach out to the truth. Well, now, like on the surface of the ocean, so many of the turbulent waves making us see the ocean to be so restless. Little bit inside the ocean we go, below the surface of the ocean, what we see is a calm, quiet, serene water. And that calm, kind, quiet, serene water is the substratum and the base on which the upper waves are dancing. In the same way, on the earth's surface, we see so much of sound pollution, variety of other pollutions created by us. But we go into the horizon or into the ether or the space, up and above the earth. Again, there also we see absolute calmness, quietness. So only in the surface there are all disturbances, agitations. In the same way, on the surface of the Rupanama of the world only, there are all agitating happenings. If we can transcend the Rupanama of the world and see, we will discover the calm, quiet, serene, undisturbed truth or reality standing in its own majestic glory. So too personally also on the surface level of life lived at the mana level, prana level, indriya level are all agitations of life at level of mind. How many number of raga dveshadi? All of them are nothing but thoughts only of the mind, the vrittis of the mana. Are they not creating such a havoc in our life, making us their slaves? So too at the prana level, so too at the indriya level, so too at the deha level. There are all the surface superficial levels where there are nothing but the ambiguities, nothing but confusions, nothing but imaginations, nothing but the restless endeavors leading only to the restlessness. So just like we saw the example of below the surface of the ocean or above the Earth's zone, we find that absolute calm and quiet, peaceful substratums. In the same way, when we transcend the outer world's nama rupa, there we see the substratum. So too, inside also, when we transcend these upadhis, we will find that eternal, calm, quiet, and serene, undisturbed self. Reaching to that and establishing in that and enjoying that peace and tranquility is said to be the final evolutionary goal of all jivas. For among them, the human being is said to have more access because his is the karma yoni as well as sadhana yoni. So, through all the study of Shastras, what knowledge we are gaining, what practice we have to learn and do, what destination we have to reach, we should be very clear without any ambiguity to go beyond the surface level, superficial actions and results to that substratum which doesn't have all these things, doesn't need any of these things. Again, that is standing in its own pristine glory, in its own bliss. Anashnan anyaha avichakashiti. We will see that in Mundaka. So, we are doing this study of all the Shastras is for this purpose. So in this particular Shastra which we have taken up, the Taittiriya Upanishad, the surface level of Panchakosha, the life lived at that level is full of all limitations, struggles, efforts, eking out a very small little sukha, but then we have to pay a lot of taxes of dukkha and all emotional bondages. Go beyond that into your own essential self. That is what is the clarion call of the rishis of every Upanishad, especially here the Taittiriya Upanishad. They have reached there. They are established there. From there, they are looking at us. We are lost in the superficial things. From there, not only they are calling, they are showing us the glory of that state, and they are also showing us the path. and equipping us with all the required knowledges, convictions, etc., to walk that path to reach to them. So, having faith in those Rishi Munis, their words, and having faith in the goal and in ourselves, studying the Upanishad, through that getting convinced about the goal to be reached, and then the crystal clear path of here in this Upanishad, Panchakosha Viveka, Panchakosha understood, accepted as Anatma and rejected, and the Brahman, which is beyond that, we have to comprehend, apprehend, experience on the dhyana avastha. Then whatever we see is that alone. Thereafter, there will be a functional intellect, not a funny intellect. There will be a functional mind, not a cunning mind. There will be functional senses, but they won't become restless to embrace the world. The world will be seen, but only for doing dharma or doing upasana seva or just taking help of it to reach to the truth. This is the only way. This is how the world and one's own self are understood and lived with by a jnani. In fact, we also, when we live like this, copying the jnani for some time, we become qualified to transcend the importance, value, undue given to all these things and set in on the seat of meditation to reach out to that. So, this is how the Upanishads, the Vedanta, the Shastra, the Adhyanam, and the Adhyatmika Jivana, in short, is meant as. Now in this Taittiriya Upanishad, Shikshavalli, Upasana Prakaranam. Then we came to second one, Anandavalli, Brahmavalli or Brahmanandavalli. In that, the Shastra is promising us that do these sadhanas, you reach to your Brahad Ananda, that is Brahma Ananda. Unconditional, never ending, never depending on anything, eternal bliss of your own self you can experience if you do these sadhanas. In this, the Panchakosha Viveka, we have seen every of the five koshas and what they contain, what are the limbs in that, and how we took them as Atma earlier. Now, by going into one by one subtler koshas, the Atma Tadatma with the gross koshas is given up. They are there with us only. We are using them, we are dealing with them. Yet, we are not in the Atma Bhavana. It is like selling our own car but traveling in that only, or selling our own house but staying in that only. Before selling, when we were the owners, the attitudes were different. Now, when sold out, we stay there, but we don't have right or authority or ownership on anything. So, in this way, the Panchakosha Viveka is done. Thereafter, the Anandamaya Kosha specifically explained. Thereafter, these Anandamaya Koshas ke bhitar, that Brahma Ananda hai, and that Brahma Ananda, listen carefully, because it doesn't come in any of the transactional appearance, vyavahara, always there will be a question regarding its existence or non-existent. Therefore, very categorically, Shruti Mata said, we have no responsibility at this level. The responsibility solely lies in the seeker. If he starts his search with asanneva asad brahmeti veda chet, such Brahman or truth or reality, because it doesn't come under any of the vyavahara, therefore I don't believe in its existence. If that is the case, definitely that all the purushartha sadhana which leads to that Brahman, we are not interested in doing it because we don't believe in the goal. Therefore, we never reach it. And we don't reach it, we reach something opposite of it. That's called as asat, asatmarga, asadhu. ब्रह्म नहीं है ऐसे नास्तिकवाद में रहने वाले धीरे धीरे असाधु बनते हैं थ्रू फॉलोइंग द असन मार्ग. It was very beautifully told to us. How deeply it has gone into our heart, it is all our own personal subjective efforts and consciously lifting that knowledge from pustaka into our mastaka and thinking about it. Contrast to that, Asti Brahmeti Chet Veda, Santamenam Tado Viduritihi, he will reach out and he will get the laurels as well as applause from the Brahmagnani. Then they recommend us to others that now he has reached out, you can even respect him, worship him. That's what Asti Brahmeti Chet Veda Santam. Santa means Sant Mahatma. Tataha Viduhu. He will be called as Sant Mahatma only. Then he can be worthy of getting guidance from, etc. Because there's no doubt he has reached the experience of the self. When the self anubhuti is gained, no, the knowledge of the self is clear. From that standpoint, the position of world is very clearly understood, because of which these Mahatmas are able to guide perfectly as when we approach them. Therefore, in all the Shastras, as much we approach the unseen God, so much with devotion we must approach the Guru who is in our own vicinity. With full faith, as much we have on God, and as the Lord blesses us, the Guru also guides us with the right direction. So this is how Santamenam Tato Viduriti iti. Thereafter, now because the disciples asked the questions, the Prashna Mimamsa, then Uttara Mimamsa, we are doing. Mimamsa means Vicharana, Pujita Vrachidi. Pujita Vicharaha, Vicharana is Mimamsa. Means contemplating with full faith and Shraddha, with an attitude of arriving at the correct understanding or the truth. That's what Mimamsa. See, our all Sanskrit words have, they are technical words, they have beautiful explanations and meanings. All of them come in our Vedanta Paribhashas. Sometime we'll take up the text, you have to find it wherever it is. Then the Paribhasha means the words employed in Vedanta and their beautiful meanings. What is Avidya, what is Maya, what is Jnana, what is Viveka, Vairagyam. Every one of them have their own specific meaning in Vedanta. ब्रह्म क्या है, जीव क्या है, ईश्वर क्या है, so many other प्रक्रियाs, उसके नाम, beautiful it is, the paribhasha it is called. All same, then what are the Shadvidalinga Nirnaya of the Shastra, and how the Pramanas are there in the Shastra, how we have to use the Pramanas to arrive at the correct understanding of the truth. ये सारे हमारे शास्त्रों में रहते हैं. एक जन्म पूरा इस तरह से ढंग से सिस्टमेटिकली शास्त्र पढ़ने के लिए we have to spend. After having seen all that, yesterday we were trying to see the athatonu prashnaha. Atha ataha anu prashnaha. So for ataha, the answer given is ki sarva apoda visheshatvatu sarva samanyacha brahmanaha. Brahma being without any Visheshanas and the common denominator and substratum of everything. Therefore, the Shishyas having heard Guru, they got a Prashna. Therefore, Ataha, what is the reason for the Shishya to ask a Prashna is Brahman being Nirvishesha, it being Sarvasamanya, its existence can be asked for, questioned. Therefore, Ataha is that. Atha means Idanim. Anu means having heard the Guru, Prashnaha, the disciples asked a question. That topic we were exhaustively discussing yesterday. So Ataha, because of this reason, Atha, therefore, Anu, after listening from the Guru, Prashnaha, these are the questions the disciples got, they asked the Guru. Explained. Then what are the questions regarding whom? One regarding Avidvana, second is regarding the Vidwan. The three prashnas are there, or two. The literal meaning is, will they reach having left this body, both permanently leaving the body and going, or while being in the body but detached from the body? Will they reach to that ultimate or not, were the questions. The questions were in the main mantra are like this. Uta vidvan amum lokam pretya kaschana gacchati. So kaschana vidvan amum lokam pretya gacchati. Having left this gross world of tangibility on the seat of meditation, will he reach to something substantial? Is there something, or is it shunya? It is worthless. अविद्वान के बारे में पूछ रहे. ये होता है अविद्वान. अमुम लोकम प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति. So to अहो विद्वान अमुम lokam pretya kashit samashnuta. Even the Vidwan also having detached from this world, will he enjoy something substantial? He will degrade himself. Oh, avidwan. Avidwan means what? The one who doesn't have faith in the Paramatma and Paramatma reaching Marga. Then here about the one who has got Shraddha, who is called as Vidwan here. Aho Vidwan amum lokam pretya kashchit samashnuta. Here samashnuta means enjoying. Will he enjoy it or not? So you will enjoy something only when it is there. So when it came to the discussion of the Vidvana, acceptance is there that it is there because Vidwan is having Shraddha. But the question asked is, will he enjoy it or not? Will he experience it or not? For that, obviously, what are the sadhanas to be done? In those prashnas, inherently, without saying, these questions will be there of the disciple. Both. Avidwan, will he reach? Obviously will not. Therefore, where will he go? Vidwan, because he is having faith in, he will reach. But to reach, what exactly he will have to do? In this way, in behind those main questions, these secondary subordinate questions, we have to apprehend. To that only the Shruti Mata gives the answer. This will beautifully explained in a simply explained in our Mundaka Upanishad. In that second Mundakam, first Mundakam, second Kanda, all the Avaravidya following people, how gloriously they enjoy, but only the temporary worldly things. Therefore, they are all in Avidya. They are all in Dandramyamanaha. So too, the one who follows the Paravidya there, how they reach. सो अपराविद्या फॉलो करने वाले परब्रह्म पे श्रद्धा नहीं रखते, इसलिए दे हैव श्रद्धा इन दी थिंग्स ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड एंड अदर वर्ल्ड. दे परस्यू ऑल द यज्ञ टू रीच टू दैट. But the Paravidya wale, here they are those who have having the faith in existence of Paramatma. How do they beautifully go to Guru, listen from him, contemplate and reach out? Simple, beautiful words that Mundaka says. Same here also. The Prashna of the disciple facilitates the Guru to open up and enlighten all of us in the sadhana and siddhi of this Paramatma Tattva. So the questions are Uta Vidvanamum Lokam Pretya Kashchana Gachati Aho Vidvanamum Lokam Pretya Kashchit Samashtuta. So the the plurality is there. Athatonu Prashnaha. Therefore, Bhagavan Shankara struggled to explain to us the presence of three questions, both for Avidwan and Vidwan. Okay, the first question was what? Ki Brahma being Samanya to both Vidwan and Avidwan. Okay, so the Vidwan reaches, therefore, because Vidwan reaches, Avidwan also may reach. That suspicion or a possibility कहते हैं उसको. Second question is what? Will he reach? Third question is or not. In the same way, for the Vidwan, Brahman being common to Vidwan and Avidwan, because the Avidwan is not reaching, the Vidwan also may not reach. Question number 1. 2. Will he reach? Third question, or not. In this way. Now, summing up, two questions are brought out into the limelight. They have to be thoroughly discussed and understood. Because first thing is what Brahman hai ki nahi. Second, will we reach it or not? Third, how glorious it is. Unless these three things are ascertained, why will anybody believe in the path which leads to that tentatively? Hai ki nahi? Will I reach it not? Is it worthy or not? This is what is discussed right from beginning, not only Brahma Valli, Shuru se. But then the intellect doesn't easily get satisfied, no? Because sadhana kuch kiya hi nahi to get a glimpse of it. On the other hand, this worldliness, we are enjoying it so substantially every day. इसलिए इसको छोड़ना उधर जाना मन नहीं होता. Therefore, how much ever theory we listen, still the substantial knowledge and conviction, if it is not there, we don't jump from being a samsari into a sadhaka. इसलिए टाइम लगता है गुरु को. लाइक चिल्ड्रन, देयर स्कूल इज एट 9 o'clock. 6 बजे से उठा ला, उनको नहला दो, Bhavre, in that Grahastha ashrama, you can see. That fellow will not get up only. We must see all of that. Some people, their children तो 1 घंटा लगाते हो खाना खिलाने में उनको. There's no meaning. 2 मिनट में खाओ भागो, नहीं. Just like wife and husband also, there's no issue at all. But then they have nothing substantial to do in life. Therefore, one small issue they take and they talk on that the whole day, only to postpone the discussion to tomorrow without reaching to any conclusion. वी आर इन सच ए डेल्यूजरी क्या कहते हैं ना उसको ना, कोई बंदा ड्रग्स ड्रिंक्स लेते हैं ना, कैसे वो नशा में क्या कहता है नहीं पता होता. सो टू वी आर इन द नशा ऑफ द मोह. What we think, what we talk, we never come to a conclusion. I'm talking about the worldliness as an example. Like that, some people, so throughout life, they have 10 people in their life. With them, they have issues, and with the issues only, they live whole life and they die one day without sorting out even one, which otherwise would have demanded only 1 hour, 2 hours of discussion. That is moha, that is maya. There's nothing at all. And then they make everything issue. खाना इश्यू, कहीं जाना इश्यू, नहीं जाना इश्यू. वो है ही नहीं, खाना है तो खाओ, नहीं तो खाओ, ये चाहिए तो वही खाओ, होता नहीं. But they make a 1 hour, they continue the issue on this thing till another issue taken up. They only jump from one discussion or issue to the other, one argument to the other. Their minds, their mouths, their activities are not at all calm or quiet. Don't you see in the world? सुबह उठते आपके घर में वही तो चलता रहता है सबके घर में. Same way, Vedanta, though given, no, there is always hesitation in us to accept it as because the thought the theme doesn't come in Vyavahara. And these things which are in Vyavahara are so beautiful, so maja aa raha hai isme. Remember, the Vyavaharik maja is because of adat. Otherwise, there also is lot of struggle. But uska adat ho gaya humko. We don't want to leave it. Therefore, continuously we have to go on talking, discussing, thinking with every day's attempt of coming to class, trying to understand a micro millimeter or millimeter, maybe centimeter, because we are sentimental, we move towards the understandings and convictions. That is how throughout lives you have to study. अब पता चला बहुनाम जन्मना बनते. Nobody has better experience than you and I who are regularly coming और हुआ क्या अब तक हल्का फुल्का सा कुछ. We are little alert in the class. That's a good achievement we have reached. Earlier we used to sleep. I also used to. Alert again, that is everyday's condition. Depending on the food we take and the hours of sleep we have, उसके हिसाब से होता है. But generally, that intellectual lethargy that I don't want to listen to Shastra, that has gone away. We are interested. Now, we'll come to this point. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So, Dvav eva va prashno vidvat avidvat vishayau. I am taking up the study of Bhashya from here. Dvav eva va prashno vidvat avidvat vishayau. There are only 2 questions, both for Vidwan and Avidwan. The disciple is asking, what happens to them if they pursue with Shraddha? Same type of thing asked in Gita in the form of what? Oh Lord, what you said, the Samya Sthiti, to achieve that, I am trying definitely. While doing so, as you told as a condition, prerequisite, I just gave up the worldly things. And but before reaching the truth, I died. Ab dekho, I didn't enjoy the world because you told me to leave it, I left. And I didn't reach Paramatma also. क्या होगा मेरा हाल? कच्चित न उभय विभ्रष्ट है. उभय विभ्रष्टता होएगा मेरा. भगवान से नैना बेटा, never mind, don't worry, you will take off your journey from where you left in this life, therefore it continues. So that doubt of Arjuna was answered by Krishna in this way, which is so beautiful and so important for us. Because अगर ये कोई बताता नहीं हमको कि ये साधना लगातार चलेगा अगले जन्म में, nobody will do it in this life because पता ही नहीं पहुंचेंगे कि नहीं. Therefore, all the time and energy is wasted. Instead of that, let us enjoy the world. Is it not? Wherever we stop our sadhana this life, from there we continue next life. If this facility is not there, nobody tries this life. On the other hand, थोड़ा भी करने को इंस्पिरेशन होता है, चल इस जन्म में इतना करेंगे, आगे उससे थोड़ा बढ़ाएंगे अगले जन्म. That question, that answer. Here also. We are putting all the efforts, will he reach or not? There are 2 things. As I told you, ब्रह्म है कि नहीं तो एक बात है. पहुंचेंगे कि नहीं दूसरी बात है. Like the people have, through variety of cameras, they have seen the Titanic, which has the ship sunk in 1915-13. जो भी है, दिख तो रहा है, बट कोई जाएगा क्या? जाने का कोशिश भी किए हैं तो अंदर, बट कैन दे लिफ्ट दैट टाइटैन फ्रॉम देयर? They don't do, because it is more expensive than the whole thing there. So costly. So therefore, that is a sambhavana. It remains like that only. Like that in the world, there are some things which are known, but we can't do anything about it. Is the Brahman also like that? That intellectually understood, but we will not reach, because asti nasti का clarity हो गया. प्राप्ति है कि नहीं वो देखना है. तीसरा, that प्राप्ति is worthy or not. क्लास है कि नहीं. सेकंड, मैं जा सकता हूँ कि नहीं. थर्ड, उसको कोई मतलब है क्या, फायदा है क्या. Then only we do the required effort to reach to the class, stay in the class. Otherwise, like YouTube type people, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they go back. One, what is that? Dvau eva va prashnau vidvad avidvad vishayau. Now, bahuvachanam tu samarthya prapta prashnantarapeksha ghatate. The plurality is because of the samarthata in the possibility of the prashna, the plural is used, but two questions only. Let us restrict our understanding to. So Shrutimata though used plural because samarthata is there in this topic itself for the third question. And the third question actually is the first question only, because it is samanya to both. Therefore, विद्वान को मिलेगा तो अविद्वान को भी मिलेगा शायद, या विद्वान को नहीं मिलेगा तो विद्वान को भी नहीं मिलेगा शायद. That is the सामर्थ्य in that. The possibility कहते हैं इसको, सामर्थ्य मतलब, because of the plural is there for the question. But otherwise, no need to worry about that. Let us say two questions only are there. What are they? कि असत ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद वेद इति श्रवणात्. Okay, असत ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद वेद. तो असत्तु अस्ति, these are the two basic words. Brahma common, ched veda is common. Therefore brahma ched veda are common. One said ki asat brahmeti, second said asti brahmeti. Therefore finally what are the two questions? Asti nasti iti samsayah. Therefore hai ya nahi hai, this is a discussion about the Brahma, because व्यवहार अतीत है एंड व्यवहार को ही बिलीव करने का हमको आदत है. अतः ततः अर्थ प्राप्तः किम अस्ति नास्ति इति प्रथमः अनुप्रश्नः. So beautifully now the questions are summarized. असत ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत, असत मीन्स सत है नहीं, नवल नास्ति, अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत वेद, इस तरह का डिस्कशन है ना. Therefore from these two things, editing all other things, we can be very specific in understanding what is exactly the prashna here. Prashna therefore concluded is asti nasti iti pratamah anuprashnah. Okay, asti or nasti. ओके, सेम थिंग इज टेलिंग इन अनदर एंगल, जो ऑलरेडी हम कल बैठ चुके हैं उसी को हम आगे पढ़ रहे हैं. सेम चीज भगवान शंकर ने ही अपना ही किया हुआ बता हुआ बात को और थोड़ा एडिट करके टचअप करके इम्प्रूव करके इज अगेन पुटिंग इन फ्रंट. ही डिस्कस अबाउट बहुवचनम प्लूरल, देन ही लेफ्ट दैट. नाउ ही सेज ठीक है, वो कंटेक्स्ट के सामर्थ्य से बहुवचन का हो सकता है. अभी तो दो प्रश्न है, उसमें से एक क्या है, असत भवति सत भवति, ब्रह्मचेत वेद इज कॉमन. तो भवति ब्रह्मचेत वेद, भवति ब्रह्मचेत वेद इज कॉमन इन केस ऑफ विद्वान न विद्वान. व्हाट इज अनकॉमन इज असत एंड सत. Therefore what can be the prashna regarding Brahman? The first prashna is asti nasti iti. Kim asti kim nasti iti pratamah anuprashna. Remember we are studying Bhashyam. Bhashyam is trying to explain to us the heart of the Rishi when he said that particular mantra. Okay. So the particular mantra का टाइम हृदय में क्या है ऋषि का वो बताना. That's the Bhashyakara's uddesha. Therefore, sometimes the sentence of the Rishi being very simple and straight, Bhashyakara also need not struggle to convey it to us. But such places where he'll have to pause and bring to us the essence so that वी डोंट फाल्टर इन आवर फ्यूचर डिस्कशंस, फ्यूचर स्टडी। इसलिए वो रुक कर हमको एनालाइज करके हमारे सामने रखने का कोशिश करते हैं भगवान भाष्यकार। सो हियर द अराइवल ऑफ द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन बीइंग अस्ति नास्ति ब्रह्म हो गया। सो किम अस्ति नास्ति इति प्रथमः अनुप्रश्नः। ठीक है, नाउ ही इज टेलिंग अबाउट द सेकंड प्रश्न। द थ्री प्रश्नास ही विल एक्सप्लेन। फर्स्ट इज सेड, सेकंड वन इज व्हाट कि ब्रह्मणः अपक्षपातित्वात्। ओके, ब्रह्मा हैज नो पक्षपात। Very interesting, the God and the Brahman and nature are don't have any pakshapata regarding people believe or not about their presence. They are apakshapatin. But those who not only don't believe but behave nuisance, then that Brahma or Bhagavan takes avatar and kicks that fellow. The other fellow believing but also doing some punyadi karma, again the same God comes to bless that fellow. The Lord's blessing and Lord's punishing us is because of our doing good or not doing good. Otherwise, other than these two, from the Bhagavan standpoint, he is apakshapati to everyone. Little important thought to keep. Because everything has come from him, why will he have any biasness? कोई विद्वान है या अविद्वान है, भगवान को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But अविद्वान with added with that doing some nonsense, he will be kicked to set right him so that he is not a liability to the world. So to विद्वान के प्रति भी वही है. But along with that, if he is doing good work, punya upasana, then naturally the Bhagavan will have to reciprocate to what he has done. Other than this, Bhagavan is pakshapata rahita. So therefore, first one is what? On the strength of the mantra itself. Asat Brahmeti Veda Chet, Asti Brahmeti Veda Chet. Brahmaiti Veda Chet, Brahmaiti Veda Chet is common in both. Asat and Sat are the uncommon things. Therefore, Asat means Nasti, Sat means Asti. Therefore, the first question out of these two arrived at is Asti Nasti iti Prashna. हो गया. सेकंड प्रश्न के लिए यहाँ उपोद्घातम इंट्रोडक्शन बोल रहे हैं. व्हाट इज दैट? ब्रह्म बीइंग विदाउट पक्षपात. ओके, फ्रॉम ब्रह्मन, सी आई मे or may not believe him, but from his side there is no pakshapat. Therefore, ब्रह्मणः अपक्षपातित्वात् अविद्वान् गच्छति न गच्छति इति द्वितीयः प्रश्नः. Be interesting, definitely you can't say that he will not go also. Because he may not go, but Brahman being apakshapatin, Brahman himself may come. Is it not? In the maturities में लोग अलग अलग करके व्यवहार करते हैं. One व्यवहार is got, no, when he is not asking me, why should I? The other fellow says, whether he asks or not, I have recognized he needs it. So let me take initiative. There is a chance or not. Generally in the modern mad world, the first thing is followed. Unless they talk to us, ask us, we don't help. Then trend has become like that because the other fellow also has an ego. Says, मैंने पूछा नहीं, तुमने क्यों हेल्प किया? अर्लियर वर्ल्ड ऐसा नहीं होता था. ये जानबूझ कर ही प्रश्न पूछते थे, मतलब कोई हेल्प चाहिए तो. द अदर फेलो हिमसेल्फ विल आस्क, यार कुछ चाहिए तुमको, ही विल टेक इनिशिएटिव ऑन द डाइनिंग टेबल. टिपिकल nowadays सब वहाँ लगाए रहता है. then everybody is in mute, stupid fellows, and then eat like animal only, सर्व अपना करके. ना ये उसको पूछ रहा है, ना इसको पूछ रहा है. This fellow gets up and goes around the table and gets the item required for him. Will not have that egolessness to ask the brother or sister seated, यार ये थोड़ा पास करो. Earlier ऐसा नहीं होता है. बैठते हैं डाइनिंग टेबल में, बताओ क्या क्या है. He will only ask the list. The eater, then the serving person also बार बार पूछ पूछ के सर्व करते हैं. There is a joy of hangama on the eating table also. We have gone through all that. वो पास करो, ये पास करो, थोड़ा और ले लो. मैं नहीं चाहिए मुझे, और थोड़ा चाहिए. एंड देन आपके लिए रहना चाहिए, थोड़ा आप रखो, या बाद में वालों के लिए वो गेस्ट आ सकते हैं. वेरी एंजॉइंग इट इज. अब क्या है ना, लाइक इन अ मॉर्निंग सेशन दे ईट. Every activity I'm saying, well, life has become either chaotic out of quarrels or a silence because of egos, not a dynamic, active, loving expression. Hope you are catching what it is. कुछ होता ही नहीं था, बट हंगामा होता था उन दिनों में. हंगामा आउट ऑफ लव, आउट ऑफ कंसर्न. डोंट यू सी इन द मॉर्निंग एक ही बाथरूम होता था, भागो दौड़ो नहा के जल्दी आ जाओ, टॉवल किधर वगैरह था, साबुन किधर है, फिर इसका नाश्ता को तैयार किया, कोई पैक कर रहा है, कोई इधर का क्या। बम्बई में जाओ अभी भी होता है वो, आप देखोगे तो। इन अदर प्लेसेस इज ऑल मैकेनिकल, रोबोज आर वॉकिंग, their program is set. In this time they have to get up, do this, go. There's no life touch at all. Machinery work we are doing it like a machine only. There's no love, there's no touch, there's no concern, because इसको भी ego है, उसको भी ego है. Interesting. Wife and husband of modern world, they don't talk, because talk किया तो लड़ाई होता है. उन दिनों में लड़ने के लिए बातें करते थे. She is angry if he doesn't say anything to me. क्या हुआ है, बात ही नहीं कर रहे हो. Then शुरू, then there is a joy. काम भी हो रहा है, लड़ाई भी हो रहा है. What a lovely thing it is. By the way, so here what I am saying is, point is what Brahma is impartial. So the Avidwan is not approaching from inside, but because the Brahman is impartial, he may reveal himself. Therefore, gacchati va na gacchati is the second question for the Avidwan. First is asti or nasti. Second is gacchati va na gacchati. Avidwan, even though he doesn't believe, but from that side, Lord being impartial. You know? Like when you are a person holding the vessel to serve, the other fellow you may not like or you have any enmity, but the time of serving to आप देते हो, and he will take it also. If you serve, I will not take. That very rarely some people say. You are too arrogant they are. And this fellow also, मैं सबको दे लूंगा लेकिन उसको नहीं परोसूंगा. ऐसा वेरी स्ट्रांग ईगो, बट अदरवाइज चलता है. सो टू भगवान सेज, यार ये मेरे को बिलीव नहीं कर रहा है, तो क्या मैं तो कर रहा हूं ना. Therefore, let me allow him to reach me. So that is how gacchati vana gacchati. Will he reach or not? Who avidvan? Though he himself not right, but from that side, Bhagavan being impartial, he may give. So that is how the second thing. Brahmana avakshapatitvat avidvan gacchati na gacchati iti dvitiyaha. Okay? Then third question also same. Brahmana samatve api. Though Brahma is samatva, avidushaha iva. Avidushaha iva, because avidusha will not reach. Vidusha api agamanam ashankyate. Even for the vidwan also, there is a shanka. Agamyate vidushaha api agamanam ashankyate. Kim vidwan samashnute na samashnute. Iti trutiyaha anuprashnaha. So the first question is no doubt, asti nasti. In the second, Brahman is common to both of them. Therefore, whether this avidwan की बात हो रही है, whether he pursue or not, Brahman being unbiased, will he go or will not go? Outrightly is not rejected कि नहीं पहुंचेगा ये, क्योंकि इसके तरफ से तो कोशिश नहीं हो रहा. But Brahman being unbiased, he may himself give. I'll explain this with an example. Sometimes it happens in our own house. Ki you want to give something to your child, but there is other fellow also. Is it not? Therefore, to give your child, you give that fellow also. और उसमें आप टुकड़ा करके दोनों, लाइक ये चॉकोबार है, योर सर्वेंट चाइल्ड आल्सो इज देयर, एनी ऑफ डायरी मिल्क चॉकलेट. तो इन दैट देयर आर 8 स्ट्रिप्स आर देयर इन दैट चॉकलेट. एक या दो तोड़ कर आप वो सर्वेंट के बच्चे को देते हो, फिर ऑल द रिमेनिंग 6 यू गिव टू योर चाइल्ड. इसको देना है, बट वो भी है, उसको नहीं दिया तो ठीक नहीं होता, इसलिए थोड़ा उसको देकर इसको भी देते. सम केसेस exactly same situation, the response can be other way around. So the child is asking, दे दो चॉकलेट. तो मदर सेज कि वो फेलो है इसलिए वो नहीं दूंगी, वो जाने के बाद दूंगी मैं. सो टू अवॉइड गिविंग टू दैट फेलो, इसको भी नहीं मिलता, पहले इसको देने के लिए उसको भी मिलता है. और हु इज दिस फेलो? योर ओन चाइल्ड. इट इज अ विद्वान. द अदर फेलो इज अ विद्वान. You understood? In the earlier case, in the giving, she is unbiased. Therefore, उसको भी दिया, इसको भी नहीं दिया. In the second case, in not giving, she is unbiased. Therefore, why should I waste even little piece to that child? उसके जाने के बाद इसको देंगे. तब तक ये चिल्ला ही रहा है, मांग ही रहा, बट देगी नहीं वो. उसको जाने नहीं फिर, है ना, सब चले जाएंगे ना, रात में 12 बजे दरवाजे बंद करके फिर खुद खाएंगे. It is so. People hide all their valuables, etc. When some guests come, "चाचा, जाने के बाद." Just a very example that is very felt. It's a human. Nobody is so great Mahayogi Tapasvi. They are Jnani. That chalo Atmapamena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Arjuna. इस श्लोक ही याद नहीं रहेगा किसी को. Sukham vai diva dukkam sayogi paramamata. Those are from many lives have identified with every pranamaya kosha. That person who has practiced it, he doesn't see any bias. दोनों को समान रूप से देते हैं. It is generally we work on the basis of attachments only, aversions only, biasness only, differentiation only. They will behave like that. I'm just explaining how the behavior of human being, which is not our topic. Our topic is just like in that example, to give the child, the other fellow also is given. Second, to avoid giving to the other fellow, this fellow also is not given. So here also, Brahman being unpartial, he'll have to give it to the astika person. Therefore, he'll have to give it to the nastic also. Other way around, Brahman being impartial. For the nastika, he should not give himself darshana. Therefore, being impartial is astika ko bhi, shraddhalu ko bhi. The one who's called Vidwan here, usko bhi Bhagavan कहते मैं नहीं reveal करता. This is how that intelligent way of asking question. Therefore, basically the three questions, asti, nasti, general for both of them. For the avidwan, gachati, na gachati. For the vidwan, samashnute, na samashnute. न गच्छति समष्टुते न समष्टुते में क्या है? गच्छति मतलब कम से कम उसको पहचानने को मिलेगा कि नहीं. समष्टुते मतलब अनुभव में आएगा कि नहीं, क्योंकि इज ऑलरेडी बिलीविंग डेफिनेटली विल गो देयर, बट विल ही एक्सपीरियंस इट और नॉट, दैट क्वेश्चन. So is there or not there, will reach or not reach, will enjoy or not enjoy. This is how the three questions. Very valid indeed, because from basing on this clarity only, whether we pursue spirituality or not depends. अदर कोई भी ऐसे तरफ नहीं जाएगा जो है ही नहीं. Like yesterday, day before, we discussed very clearly why we are not so sincere in our exclusive pursuit of spirituality. Because our belief in the presence of Paramatma is so tentative that just in the puja room 10 minute class mein thoda samay, we just act that we believe in the presence of God. But basically 99.9% we don't believe in his presence. That is why we do all nonsense. You know that story. Two children are brought, called, and दोनों को एक एक केला दे दिया. अब जाओ खाओ. And then they were going, the teacher said, वो कंडीशन तो सुनो, ऐसा जगह जाके खाओ जहाँ कोई नहीं देखे. Is it not? The one fellow in 2 minutes he ate and came. He said, हाँ मैं वहाँ जाकर छुप कर खा लिया. The other fellow looked for hours together. He came back without eating केला. पूछो क्या हुआ? कोई नहीं देखे. आपने कहा ऐसा कोई जगह ही नहीं जहाँ कोई नहीं देखे. भाई मैं देख रहा था और भगवान देख रहे हैं. Is it not? See that we have studied all these stories in childhood. Please remember, go little deeper than superficial and see in life all our 24 hours of the day. We behave as if we don't believe in God only. If you believe in the God, you should believe in His all pervasiveness, His Sarvagnata. Then, if He's all pervasive, will He not be in the hall? Then, if He's in the hall, will we talk, fight with each other? Will we abuse each other? If we are doing any nonsense, means what? We are not believing in the presence of God. And 24 hours we are doing nonsense only. Therefore, we don't believe. Our belief of Bhagavan is not even with the faith when even we are in puja room कि वो विग्रह में है. बस ऐसे फॉर्मेलिटी में चला चढ़ा के आते हैं. Like any Mahatma is there, all other famous people ऐसे चरण पे प्रणाम करते हैं. Only formality. नॉट दैट दे नो दैट महात्मा एंड महात्मा से ज्ञानी, ज्ञान में ये बातें होते हैं, भक्ति में ये होते हैं, इसलिए उनके अनुग्रह पाने के लिए हमें उनको प्रणाम करना है. ये कुछ नहीं होता. बस स्टेज में एक लाल कपड़े में बाबा दिखे, झुक कर नमस्कार करते. दिस मीनिंग एट ऑल इन इट. In the same way, a very important question. The one who believes the Lord's presence everywhere, he will not misbehave, you know. That slowly in him brings the transformation. Here, Lord is watching. How can I speak lies? How can I do the theft? How can I be sensuous? How can I trouble others? ये सारे ऑटोमेटिकली चले आते, like when the child is respectful to the father and is aware of the father's presence, he will not do any nonsense. So therefore these questions are not just simple, हाँ है बोल दिया या नहीं बोल दिया. On this only the entire edifice of being spiritual or non-spiritual is dependent on. And especially for you and I, that we are pursuing the study of Brahma Vidya, but for it to become effective in giving us experience, the sadhana has to be so substantial and solid. For that, there should be no doubt regarding the presence of Paramatma. And और ये वाली डाउट मैंने हमने कल देखा ना, इवन 99% यू ट्रैवल द जर्नी, एक ही परसेंट है, एट दैट मोमेंट आल्सो द डाउट कैन कम एंड वी मे रिट्रीव फ्रॉम दैट पाथ एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ रीचिंग देयर समवेयर एल्स वी गो. कितने लोग सत्संग के दरवाजे तक आकर वापस चले आते हैं, मंदिर के दरवाजे तक आकर वापस चले आते हैं, you know. Some of you know those in our satsang jab hota tha, the husband, he drops the wife up to the satsang level. For 5 years I have seen him, he never entered. पता ही नहीं. He dropped every day here, पीकड़ा रहा, but he never entered. देखें क्या हो रहा है अंदर, नो श्रद्धा ही नहीं. Clear? So asti nasti, gachati va na gachati, samashnuते va na samashnuते. These are the three questions. है या नहीं है, पहुंचेंगे कि नहीं पहुंचेंगे, अनुभव मिलेगा कि नहीं. So in this way, किम अस्ति नास्ति इति प्रथमः अनुप्रश्नः, ब्रह्मणा पक्षपातित्वाद् अविद्वान् गच्छति न गच्छति इति द्वितीयः, ब्रह्मणा समत्वे अपि अविदुषः इव विदुषः अपि अगमनम् आशंक्यते, किं विद्वान् समश्नुते न समश्नुते इति तृतीयः अनुप्रश्नः. And these are all very, very sublime discussions, all of them, because this vidwan trying, तुरंत तो नहीं मिला उसको, सडन के नजर अविद्वान पे पड़ा, जब अविद्वान कोशिश भी नहीं कर रहा है बिकॉज डजंट बिलीव, तो इसको लगता है इज बेटर करके ये भी छोड़ सकता है. द अदर वे आल्सो पॉसिबल, अविद्वान इज नॉट डूइंग बट ही ऑब्जर्व द विद्वान डूइंग साधना, पता नहीं उनको अंदर से कुछ श्रद्धा आकर ही आल्सो मे डू इट. सो परस्परम दे इन्फ्लुएंस ईच अदर. जो दुनिया ऐसा है ना, वी कॉपी अदर्स. Many of things which we are doing are copied or learned from our own parents. आप कपड़े कैसे धोते हो, चंदन बिंदी कैसे लगाते हो, घर का काम काज क्या करते हो, पूजा कैसा करते हो, तो all of that you have learned copying your own parents. Is it not? Your elders parents वो नहीं करते, आप भी नहीं करते, वो जैसे करते आप. Like the दादाजी डेली डूइंग चंदा संध्या वंदन नमस्कार, तो छोटू देखते देखते 1 साल 1.5 साल 2 साल पे he also start doing. एग्जैक्टली इन कृष्णा अवतार, तो नंद बाबा डेली वो पगड़ी लगाकर एक डंडा हाथ में लेकर कंधे पे एक बच्चे बेचते हो क्या कहते हैं वो कंबल डालकर, ही विल टेक इट द टिफिन बॉक्स लेकर, ही विल गो टेकिंग द काउस. कृष्णा वाचिंग एवरी डे. आफ्टर 2.5 years when started, मेरे को भी दे दो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट पप्पा इज हैविंग सेम. एवरीथिंग इज गिवन, स्टिल इज नॉट गोइंग. डंडा भी दो, पापा के पास है, अब इसको भी देना. डंडा इज बिगर देन दिस फेलो. छोटा नहीं चाहिए, जैसे पापा टिफिन बॉक्स भी चाहिए उनको. देन cows he can also calves. That is how he became such a word famous boy. He found his own tricks to name them and to call them with different swara. They come to him beautifully. He became Gopala only. Same way the children do it, same way in general also. That is why right from the beginning it is said, don't be in the company of Nastika, don't be in the company of the Asadhu, Asanga, Dussanga mein mat jao, Dussanga sarvataiva tyajyaha. So to go to Satsanga, why it is said? It has terrible influence on us. That's why we warn when you send your children to foreign countries and all. Be careful, send the God with them or any other place away from you. Send the God with them, remind them every day to be in satsanga. Otherwise, you are doing biggest of the crime, allowing the child to get misguided, distracted. It will be noted. Is your child given? We never told you only to give education. We also told you to give them The astikata also, you failed in that regard, so this is punishment to you. For next 10 lives, you will not have children. अब suffer. है कि नहीं? कुछ माता पिता को बच्चे ही नहीं होते बिकॉज अगले पिछले जन्म में थे, दे हैव नॉट नरिश्ड द चिल्ड्रन प्रॉपरली स्पिरिचुअली. तो क्या फायदा इफ द पेरेंट डोंट गिव द पॉजिटिव स्पिरिचुअल वैल्यूज टू द चिल्ड्रन? Is it not? Or they are sent into animal yoni and they'll have animal children where they need not give them spiritual value. फिर खाना पीना सिखाओ. You have to be very careful. So 6 प्रश्नास or 3 प्रश्नास. 6 means है या नहीं, है या नहीं, है या नहीं. तो 3 प्रश्न मान के चलते हैं. Now एतेषां प्रतिवचनार्थम उत्तरः ग्रंथः आरभ्यते. So the next subsequent entire Upanishad is to answer these 3 questions. Asti nasti, gacchati va na gacchati, samashnute va na samashnute. Ashnute means prapnoti anubhuyate. Gacchati means will he understand, reach or not. Prapnoti or samashnute is will he enjoy or not. Asti nasti hai ki nahi. Okay. Etesham prativachanartham uttaraha grantha arabhyate. Please see the Bhashyam. Keep it in front. Study along with me. Then tatra, in that 3 questions, tatra astitvam eva tavad uchyate. First, let us discuss about the astitvam, about Paramatma. Then he is referring to the very first Anuvakas, the second mantra quotation of Rigveda, which we all know, which has explained to us the Lakshana of the Brahmatattva. Lakshana, not Visheshana. विशेष विशेषण संबंध नहीं रखने वाला लक्षणात्मक विवरण और वर्णन of Brahma, we have seen in the second or third vakya of the Pratamo Anuvakah. Brahma vidapnoti param sutra vakya. Tadeshabhyokta. It is being said that about this it is said. And what is that? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And how long we took time to study this subject, finally to come to the conclusion that Brahman Asti. And the beauty of the discussion was such that Brahman alone is the Asti or Asti, which is Brahman alone is real. In fact, anything other than that is Anrutam. That was a very big discussion. हम सब इंटेलेक्चुअल चीजों को भूल जाते हैं, इसलिए हमको उसको याद नहीं रहता. But otherwise, in this analysis of Asti Pada, Satyam Pada, we have come to the discussion and conclusion that if at all something is there, it is Brahman only. Right now, the world is real, Brahman is not there. But after the discussion, Brahman alone is real. उसके अलावा सब अनृतम only. So what is Satyam? The meaning is given. That which is Trikala Abaditam Yathavat Dishtati. Therefore, Anruta means what? What which goes on changing. Therefore, in this world, if you observe, everything is continuously, constantly unstable and changing. Therefore, everything is Anrutam. But for the change, a substratum should be there and that should be changeless. About that only we are talking. That's called as Brahman. Therefore, that is called Sadvastu. Therefore, what we have said, did Brahman is Lakshana is Asti. 2, we reach to the next level. That which Asti alone is Brahman. We have discussed it exhaustively. तो ब्रह्म का विशेषण अस्थि नहीं है ना. विशेषण विशेष संबंध नहीं है, वो आता जाता रहते हैं विशेषण. बट इट इज लक्षण इट सेल्फ इज ब्रह्मन. सो ब्रह्मन नामक एक वस्तु है ना, ये जो अस्तित्व है वही ब्रह्म है. लाइक स्कूटर नामक एक वस्तु है जिस पे जाकर आप ठोक सकते हो किसी को या अपने आप को, है कि ना. ऐसा है कि नहीं, वो गांव नामक एक जगह है, वहां फिजिकली यू कैन गो. इन दिस वे इट इज नॉट दैट ब्रह्म नेम्ड सम ऑब्जेक्ट इज देयर. इट इज दैट इजनेस है ना, एग्जिस्टेंस, दैट अलोन इज ब्रह्मन. दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव सीन इट इज नॉट हैविंग वाच्य वाचक संबंध आल्सो. Though we have Tasya Vachaka Pranava, it is not a Brahman, it is Ishvara for whom we are doing a Pranidhana and get the Avidhyana. ये अलग टॉपिक है जो योग दर्शन का, इसके बाद हम पढ़ेंगे. So here he is referring. So what is the 3 questions? Asti Nasti, Gacchati Na Gacchati, Samashtute Na Samashtute. Among them, the Asti Nasti is the first topic taken. To explain that, he is referring to what was said in the very first Anuvaka. He says, Tatra Astitvam eva tavaduchyate yaccha uktam satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Already we have discussed it at length. Iti tatcha katham satyatvam iti etad vaktavyam iti idam uchyate. Although it was exhaustively discussed there, once more here how the satyatvam is given to the Brahma, how the Brahman is said to be satyam, little bit discussion is being taken up here. What is that? Sattva uktya eva satyatvam uchyate. See, sattva means existence. Uktya, by using that word alone, satyatvam, the reality, uchyate is said. Again, I am repeating for you. Sattva uktya eva satyatvam uchyate. It's little sublime. कोई भी चीज नहीं है ऐसे करके तो नहीं बात होता है ना. सत्व उक्ति मीन्स वो है करके. सत्व उक्ति मीन्स इट इज देयर, दैट वर्ड सत्व उक्ति. With this word only, the satyatvam uchyate, that the existence or reality is proved. That's what we tried to yesterday explain. In this world, everything is substantiated as is only. Is it not? Space is, wind is, Agni is, Prithvi is, Jala is, mountain is, sun is, moon is, stars are. Everything is इसके रूप में देखा जा रहा है भैया. The rivers are, the fishes are, the forests are there, the animals are there, the cities are there, the human beings are there. See, this is called as sattva ukti. है करके बोलना. That है करके बोले बिना किसी चीज के बारे में आपकी बात ही नहीं होती है. So that बोलना है, be attentive, itself is proving the existence of it, called as satyam. So sattva uktya eva satyatvam uchyate. And for that, yesterday we said, no, even the absence also substantiated as is only, is it not? There is nothing, we say. वहां कुछ नहीं है. Be attentive here. वहां कुछ नहीं है. But कुछ वहां कुछ नहीं means वो कुछ तो नहीं, but हैपन तो है वहां. When we become very subtle, acutely subtle, acutely sensitive at the time of discussing this point, it's a great revelation once for all in the whole life. Very acutely we are observant. And what is that? Everything is seen by us as is only. Even things when they are not seen, that also is seen as is only. For example, the Jagrat Swapna Avastha. In that, so many things are there, no? Big world of subtle and gross. Is it everything experienced as is or not? Not is. इसके रूप में experience हो रहा है वो. Happen ही है, no? And now absence of Jagrat Swapna is what? Sushupti. Is there Sushupti? सुषुप्ति में कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन सुषुप्ति का अनुभव है के रूप में ही है कि नहीं? अगर नहीं है तो you will never enter into sleep. It is there. And it is so blissful. It is better than Swamiji's class. That is how you will take your pillow from the class and go to the bedroom. I supply good ideas to you once in a while. If somebody says there's no sleep, nobody will go for sleep only. Sleep है और उतना मजा आता है. With this full faith about its existence only, they just try. And really they enjoy it also. They come out and say it was good today. Nice 7 hours, 8 hours, and wonderful. So therefore, sattva uktya eva satyatvam uchyate is a beautiful guidance by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. Is it not? Therefore, what is existence? It is incomprehensible thing which is always there, whether the things and beings are present there in it superimposed or not. Is it not? Like father. Is he there in the house? Yeah. But now after 2 hours went to office. Is there? Is not there. So fathers there are not there, but isness is always there, existence, and it is all pervading. And become little subtle in this thinking. Therefore, that inexplicable, non-objectifiable astitva mein hi, the entire world is projected and divided into two. One the seer me, the other seen world. देखो बाबा, ऐसे बात हमको वेदांत की is very sublime. And somebody need to deserve to come to listen to these sublime things, and also should have special capacity to comprehend and understand it. And our attention is on the things which are there, not on the easiness. Why? Because we are using the upadhis of Dendra Manobuddhi Adi, which can only see the Rupanama Adi, not the substratum. That substratum is again is not an object. That is why it is to be experienced as object only. Therefore, I am that Shuddha Sat on whom the entire world is projected and divided into two. One is me, another is not me. अब इन दोनों के बीच में कबड्डी चल रहा है. This is called samsara. Think. So, tatra satyam adau uchyate. Tatra astitvam tavad uchyate. Yaccha uktam satyam jnanamanantam brahma iti. Taccha katham satyatvam iti etad vaktavyam iti idam uchyate. Satya uktya सत्व उक्त्या एवं सत्यत्व उच्यते. सत्व उक्ति, सत्व मतलब हैपन. सत्व उक्त्या भाई कहते हुए कि है इन दिस वे सत्यत्व उच्यते. द एग्जिस्टेंस इज सर्टिफाइड देयर. देन उक्तम ही सदैव सत्यम इति. सो द छांदोग्य सेड सदैव सत्यम. ओके, सी द वर्ड टू बी डिस्कस्ड इज सदर असत. तो ब्रह्मन इज सत बिकॉज Brahman is defined as Satyam in Taittiriya in this very Upanishad. But इसी उपनिषद का कोटेशन लो तो काफी नहीं है, इसलिए हम आपको और एक भी कोट करते हैं. छांदोग्य said सदैव सत्यम. So Taittiriya said Brahman is Satyam. Chandogya said Sadeva Satyam. And what we have to prove here is Brahman Sat or Asat. So तीनों को मिलाओ तो क्या होगा? Brahman is Sat. That authority from the Shastra we get. Logic is what? Everything is experienced as talked about as is only. So the Shastra quotation हो गया, logic भी हो गया, example भी हो गया. अब एक चीज बचा रहता है अनुभव. And that anubhava of the astitva will come to us when the projection of the rupa nama on the astitva are rejected and pure asti we experience on the seat of meditation. Therefore, what is the final meditation in the Vedanta? Transcending rupa nama and experiencing suddha astitva beyond rupa nama. Rupa nama, Veshti somebody, kuch bhi kaho. Nothing rupa, nothing nama, pure conscious existence. That's why they say the entire world is nothing but the projection of rupa nama on the pure conscious self. Like pot is nothing but the projection of the rupa and nama on the mud. Is it not? Now, in the place of mud, talk about the Shuddha Satta. Saddha kaho, Satta kaho, Astitva kaho, Sat kaho, all are same. So on that Shuddha Satta, which is all pervading, the projection of Rupa Nama is called as Shrishti or creation. It's only a projection. Rupa Nama are projection. If they come and they go. But the substratum on which they are projected is always there. The name, the pot, the shape, the pot goes away. It came, it goes. But the mud remains eternal. So to the pure consciousness, eternally it is there. Pure Shuddha Satta, it is eternally there. On that Rupa Nama is projected. They are asat, they come and go. When they are rejected on the seat of meditation consciously, then the experience of the Sat comes. So Sat or Asat, or Asti or Nasti is the first question. Asti eva. Why? Because Brahma ko Satyam Jnanam Anantam रूप में इसी उपनिषद ने कहा. The logic is what? Everything is spoken as asti only. Sattva uktya eva satyatvam uchyate. Is there any other quotation? Sadeva satyam is Chandogya Upanishad. The quotation of Shruti हो गया, logic हो गया, example हो गया. Then the anubhava चाहिए. Anubhav के लिए you have to transcend all Rupa Nama on the seat of meditation and don't go to sleep. Consciously aware ho jao, then we experience that Satta as our own selves. That cannot be called as experience. So yesterday we discussed in the evening class. It's a being. It is not I am Sat Anubhati. It's not that I am experiencing Satta like I am experiencing some object. So this much is in. Tasmat Sattvoktya eva Satyatvam uchyate. Then Katham evam arthata avagamyate asya granthasya. But why do you come to this type of conclusion about Satyam only, why not Asatyam? Some question is asked. Then in this way, Prashnottara ke dwara, Any of the small, little or big doubts are there, they are clarified by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. Now, this is called as Vicharana, Tarka, Mimamsa, all of that. Basically, in the Upanishads, because it is addressed to the students who have come with faith, the Siddhanta is taught. That's it. Okay, pata kar liya dhyan. But only when the other Siddhanta people sit here, then they question. Like only Vedantins come to Vedanta class. You know, question bhakta या yogi आए तो उसको doubts आते. So to a yoga class, he is fixed in the yoga marga. Then any Vedanti goes there, then he'll have a question. In the same way, generally Upanishad talks about Siddhanta only. But कभी कभी कुछ क्रूशियल विषय होते हैं, उसका प्रश्न का जवाब तैयार करके रखना चाहिए. So here, some question answers are raised, questions raised by the Purvapakshi. While answering them, any possible doubts regarding Astitva Brahma hai, Brahma Astitva ke baare, that will be removed. But very engrossing discussion it is. Let us spend time tomorrow to see Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om 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 Om. Thank you. Let us spend some time for Yoga Darshanam.